It's time to start with. We're jumping straight into it because these are shots being fired straight at EVGA. Welcome back to Hybrid Theory. I'm Aurian Archive. Let's get started. As you're looking forward to this December and getting your hands on a Steam Deck, you may be thinking that this would be the perfect media streaming device to park next to your computer. OBS, the Open Broadcast System, or whatever it's known as, is very well supported on Linux and is quite powerful at managing and streaming your media. I'm using it right now to create these live streams. And you can also see that I've got a particular window up here. Now, this is the reason I've got CPU-Z showing, is that this is a laptop that I'm 99% certain came out of a police cruiser. It's a Panasonic Toughbook. It's got a few years on it. You can see Intel Core i5-4300U. The power adapter is, to call it dodgy, is a bit of an understatement. Well, next question is, how am I getting this older laptop that doesn't really work displaying on a Linux desktop system? Well, if you go over to OBS, the Open Broadcaster Software, okay, there we go, correct name, uh, you'll see that there are only two devices actually certified for use on OBS. One is the Tough Gaming Capture Box by Asus, and they certified it actually earlier this year. I haven't even seen one on the market yet. I'm sure as the artificial synthetic component shortage drives up and parts become available, it will likely be the most popular capture card, considering that several of the other manufacturers who make capture devices have not bothered to certify their devices with OBS. The only previous one who has is EVGA, and it is their XR1 capture device that we are using. Now, we can see here that in 2020, 09/15, so that's September 15th, I think. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. It's either, the brief moment when you kind of go, when was that? Oh, well. Let's go with months. Okay, yeah, I did get it. September 15th, 2020, EVGA certified the XR1 for use on Windows 10. It's not certified for use on Linux. In fact, getting it to run on Linux has been a bit of a pain, and because of that, I'm going to show you the settings that I am using to get this capture card working. So we're going to hide our, well, actually, I don't want to hide the capture window, but I do kind of want to keep it out of sight as we bring OBS up on the main screen to take over everything, and welcome to infinity and beyond. Yeah, this is going to get confusing very quickly. So that's actually kind of cool to watch. All right, how did I get here? Well, if we open up our properties, and I'm actually going to bring our properties full screen, so that we don't have that infinity and beyond image behind us distracting. We can see that we are on the EVGA XR1 capture box. It's on a USB connection. There is only one camera input exposed. Currently I'm on BGR3 emulated for our video format, and I've taken a really low resolution and I've dropped the frame rate to the minimum, and I'm using a partial color range. These settings seem to be capable of giving me not quite a real-time video capture, but at least a video capture that's useful enough to display other windows through the capture device. So if you're thinking about using an EVGA device on the Steam Deck or on a modern Linux system to capture your consoles or other information, until EVGA steps up their game, and yes, that phrasing is intentional, because if we go over to EVGA.com, we'll let it load, and they have this thing about stepping up to new EVGA hardware. I think it's called the Step Up program, to go from a previous program to a previous product to a new product. So intentionally using the words until EVGA steps up their software game and gets their XR1 certified for use on Linux, gets a proper driver out upstreamed into the Linux kernel, or, okay, hand it off to Valve, let Valve merge it as part of the Steam system. If EVGA is not confident in their driver abilities, and yeah, shots fired. If you're not confident in your driver abilities, find someone who is and let them port your driver, or let them get your hardware specifications and let them program your driver. Come on. Chromebooks are all over the place now. Android devices are all over the place now. The Steam Deck is already racking up potentially millions in pre-registrations. Not having an upstream Linux driver for your product by default out of the box is simply bad software support. There's no way around it. EVGA, this is a complete failure on your part to not have already certified your XR1 capture device for use on Linux. You need to fix that, and you need to fix that quickly. Now, if you don't fix it, if you hand it off to Valve and you say, hey, we got this great capture card, we're not smart enough to do a Linux driver, Valve, can you help us? And Valve ships XR1 support with the Steam Deck, hey, fine, we'll live with that. Valve will probably still upstream the driver, and everyone else who uses Linux operating systems from Android to Chromebooks to their own desktop systems will benefit. EVGA either step up or get out of the way. That's all I really got for you right now. As you can see, this is kind of working. I probably am going to be using this in future streams so that I can get Mid-Zero Reborn displaying on the Linux box, on the Linux system, while I'm working otherwise. Because as I went over in a previous stream, Mid-Zero Reborn is doesn't work under the Steam Proton compatibility layers, and I'm kind of willing to give a small pass to the Mid-Zero team because of the era in which the Mid's programming base was originally written. It was never written as a multi-platform application to begin with, and everyone over the past several years has all pretty much agreed Mids kind of need to be replaced with a new program from the ground up. Personally, I'd suggest Qt as the place to start, since that already gives you a very powerful multi-platform development environment. I have mentioned that to a number of developers interested in pursuing a modernized hero designer. Don't know if anything's going to happen on that front before December. That is kind of a quick turnaround time for, uh, well, considering a fan project at best. And that's, again, really all I got. And also why I'm kind of dropping the hammer on EVGA. Because they're technically in this as a business. They're supposed to be making products that are supposed to make money. They sell a product, you buy the product, that's how they make money. DVJ is not a fan business. They're not doing this because they want to uh, make something that's really useful for a community. It's a product. It's something that they should be supporting and are not supporting it properly. Alright, I think that's the end of my rant for now. So I'm out. This is Aurian Archive, and